voice of the beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's a beat for me.
Wow, 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 wow. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your wow. Lift it up.
What's up? How y'all doing? Happy Educational Friday. I hope y'all are doing well. How y'all doing? Come on in. Get the likes up on the video. We made it. Nigga, we made it. It's Friday. We're here. We are here. It is Friday. I'm so happy to see y'all today. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. It is the day before the weekend. The sun is out again. It's still cold, but the sun is out. Yet and still, and I'm happy to be here, and I hope that you are too. If you are new to the channel, welcome. This is the Morning Joce. We do this Monday through Friday. We just come over here and Joce and see what's going on. You know, just help you pass a little time or whatever the case may be. So if you're new, welcome and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when I go live. Also, if you're returning, welcome back. Special shout out to the members. Shout out to everybody, y'all. If you haven't already, like the video, but we got a show. So did y'all see Don Lemon got arrested? Girl, I saw old Donnie got arrested, huh? I said, now what done happened? What done happened? Who done arrested Donnie? Not only did Don Lemon get arrested, a few other people that was over there at the protest got arrested as well. Now the left is pitching a hissy fit all on the internet, all on Twitter, all on Instagram, Facebook. Everybody's freaking out. Oh my God, freedom of speech. How could they do this? Freedom. But remember, we had no freedoms in 2020. But these are the same people that want us to go windmilling for freedom. So we'll discuss that with Don Lemon and things of that nature. Then we also need to discuss, what's the other thing I had? I left my pad over there. Oh, we also have to discuss Black Americans and ICE. Black America, we have to be careful with who we listening to on this here internet. Anybody telling Black America to protest with or even deal with ICE in any capacity is not your friend. Because let me tell you something, just like Don Lemon and them just went got arrested, it's a lot of quote unquote people of color that's getting arrested, going to play around with these immigrants and these people. I'm telling y'all now, stay out them people way. Let them people go do what them people got to do. That ain't got nothing to do with Black America. And I'm so tired of hearing that, oh, well, if it's us now, it'll be y'all next. No. And guess what? If it is us, we know how to deal with it. Don't worry about us. We got us. You feel what I'm saying? But it ain't going to be us. So we don't even have to worry about it. But either way, we'll discuss that. And then also, Basketball Wives has come to an end. Whoop-de-doo. I don't even know why I even put that on the docket, but we'll discuss that and a few other things. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get right on into the morning announcements. First of all, the first morning announcement, I'm back on my water with my limes and whatnot in the bottom is, so I was talking to the lady at the doctor, and the lady was telling me that if you drink a lot of water with acidics and all of that, that is good for your pH. It's good for all types of things of that nature. Now, you can't overdo it, because if you overdo it, the lady said it's going to, mess you up. However, y'all start drinking healthy. Put y'all a little slice of fruit in your water. See, most of y'all don't even drink no water. I get it. But in order for us to be ready and equipped, we got to start drinking better things and putting better things in our body. And I know, listen, I ain't nowhere to be telling nobody what to do and how to do it, because girl, we all sin, we all backslide. You know what I'm saying? At any rate, just try to make a little couple of better decisions, and you'll see how much the little goes a long way. So there's that. Also, Black America, please, it is time. Melanated people all over the world, it is time more than any for you to wake up. Wake up, okay? And the only way to wake up is if for you to go within, is if for you to meditate, pray, ground, whatever it is you need to do to tap in so that you can get to the most higher power of whatever it is you subscribe to, because it is time of this is the time, of a great awakening, okay? So please, 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 somebody will say, "Ooh, cilantro, lemon, and cucumber, that sounds good." You know what's crazy? I was watching this show because I'm on some more natural stuff. Once you realize how bad this food is for real, it be making you want to make a couple of better decisions. But look, it wasn't cilantro. What it basil? So apparently, where my herbal tea girls? Where my herbal girls? Apparently, basil is like the business for us. Apparently, I'm not saying we're supposed to take a whole bunch of basil, and I forgot what it do. I was looking at it last night. They say basil is extremely good for us. Now, I don't know where my herbal girls at who know, you know what I'm saying, what to do with the basil and all of that. But I did hear that. I saw that, and I said, "Oh, I got to start, incorporating a little bit of more basil and things of that nature." They put it in the tea. They put it in all types of stuff, girl. They say it's really, really good. Yep, rosemary and oregano. You know what's crazy about that word oregano? I remember I had never heard of it. And I was in the store buying some seasonings because I'm from New Orleans. We season our seasoning, okay? So we have like cabinets just for seasoning. If you're not from New Orleans and you've never been down to Louisiana or New Orleans, it sounds crazy. We have a whole cabinet just for seasoning, okay? At any rate, I ran across oregano, and I never forget. I was like, "What in the world is this?" But it looked like it was good for cooking, so I just picked it up anyway because I was making a soup. That's what it was. I was making ramen, top ramen or something like that. And girl, I called my friend who cooks. Like, she's a chef, like cook. And she was like, "Girl, what all you put in there?" I was like, "Girl, I think it came out good." She was like, "What all you put in there?" I said, "Oh, girl, I put, the Tonys. I put, this, that, and the third, and some oregano." She said, "What?" I said, "Some oregano." She said, "Wait, what?" I said, "Girl, hold on. Let me go get the bottle." Girl, I picked up the bottle. I said, "Girl, yes, I'm looking at it. Oregano." She said, "Bitch." She said, "You illiterate slut. It ain't no oregano." Oregano? I said, "Oh, yeah, that too." That's what I got. So every time I see the word oregano, I always think back of her saying that, girl, because I'm slow sometimes, at any rate. So they say oregano, basil, and all that stuff is good. So we need to start incorporating more of that in our diets. Do your own research though. But anyways, meditate, ground, pray. It's time for us to wake up, to get back to the Most High God. We are in the midst of a spiritual warfare, and it is imperative that we wake up. Also, genealogy and more genealogy. Black America needs to do their genealogy. You need to find out who you are, where you come from, who is your lineage, who you are beyond this slave trade narrative. You can only find out through your own personal family genealogy. So please, 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 if you are on here and you listening to me, it is imperative that you do your genealogy. Okay. Now they say they got clones out here now. If you get to genealogy and it all of a sudden it stopped around them little late 1800s, you might be a clone fan. I'm just saying, you never know, At any rate, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. We about to get right into the show. Foxy Boot, thank you so much for the super chat. Says dandelions is great too. It's a natural, diuretic. Is that how you say it? I think I got it. Helping us with water weight. I also do basil, mint, citrus in my water. Good luck. Wow. Basil, mint, and citrus. And you know what? It's mint. All them little green. And I figured that out too. When I had one time, I did a cleanse years ago when I wanted to lose so I have this thing where if somebody tell me I can't do something, it makes me go into overtime and do it even more, right? And go harder. And I remember somebody looked at me and doubted me about weight loss. So I decided, bet I'm about to show you, because I'm like a magician with weight. I can be 200 pounds, no cap. You can see me 200 pounds in January, and in June, I'll be 150, 175. I'm like a magician with weight. I've always been like that. But at any rate, this person had tried to challenge me on my weight loss journey. So I decided to do of fasting or a cleansing. And I realized that all of the best things were green. As a matter of fact, it was saying to stay away from most colorful things. You know what I'm saying? So like fruits and vegetables with a whole bunch of color, not all, but for the most part, because it carries a lot of sugar and all of that stuff. So they was telling me to go closer to the leafy green stuff. And now that I'm starting to realize that even with we thinking about the herbal stuff, it's typically the more, green stuff. So you're absolutely right. Thank you, Foxy Boop. I'm gonna try that. Basil, mint, and citrus. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I was about to say something else. I bought a dragon fruit and it stuck me in my hand. I'm scared to open it. What y'all ever had dragon fruit? I'll figure it out. At any rate, I was about to say something else though. It'll come back to me, I guess. Let's get right on into the show. Do a mixture? Gotcha. Let's get right on into the show, y'all. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into a couple of honorable mentions. How you open the passion fruit, girl? I bought two of them. I went to the farmer's market. And sometimes I be following the old Caribbean women. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. Because see, them old Caribbean girls, them old Caribbean women, they still cook like they on the island. So when I go in the farmer's market, because see, this is not New Orleans. In New Orleans, I normally know where to go, boom, 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 boom. But see, over here, I follow the old Caribbean women, and they be telling, I'll be watching to see what they pick. I told y'all I'm a people observer. I observe everybody everywhere I go. Sometimes it makes me mad because I don't be trying to do it. I just do it. But I watch the old Caribbean ladies. I watch how they pick their fruits, how they pick their vegetables. I watch what they be going to get. I be looking in their basket. Sure do. And I saw somebody pick up some dragon fruit, passion fruit, whatever it is. So I picked me up two of them. I said, shit, let me see. I want to see what the dragon fruit about. I want to go see. So I went and picked up two. Girl, bought that shit home. I got a prick in my finger, girl. I done put that stuff down. Now I'm scared to open it, girl. At any rate, yep, I do watch an ad. Sure do. When I was picking plantain one time, I watched that lady so long and started getting weird. I just said, let me just ask her. Because she started thinking that I was weird. Because I was watching her so hard and so long. I think she felt me watching her. She was just like, so I said, let me just ask the lady so she don't think something wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They say dragon fruit is what? Dragon fruit is red and pink. Okay, I got a red one and a pink one, and I got a passion fruit that's yellow, and I got a yellow one. Sure did. I got a dragon fruit and a passion fruit. Is it sweet? We gonna see. Oh, they say dragon fruit is good for cancer. Oh, see, look at the ancestors driving me toward the dragon fruit. Or maybe it's just me being nosy, because you know how I go. Mm-hmm. At any rate, y'all, ask people questions. You never know. And pay attention to your surroundings. You never know. All right, y'all. Let's get into a few honorable mentions, y'all. Get the likes up on the video. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I love me some cold water with some crushed ice. Do you hear me? I got to lay off the ice. I do too much ice sometimes. But I love me some cold water with some crushed ice. Did y'all see? Sha'Carri Richardson got arrested, but for speeding in her vehicle. And as the speed demon that I am in no place to drag Sha'Carri for getting arrested for speeding. She was doing 100 in something. Let's see. Let's get into it. It says Sha'Carri Richardson was not only the only track athlete arrested Thursday. So Thursday she was arrested, but her and her track boyfriend, what's his name? Christian Coleman, the sweet one, the one she was beating up in the airport. He done got arrested too, being in the car with her, resisting arrest. Now they pulled her over for speeding, and he probably saw manhandle her, and now he want to get to acting crazy. Now them people done took both of them to jail. You know this is a shame. Where is your mama, boy? It says, according to TMZ, her boyfriend and fellow sprinter Christian Coleman was also arrested during the same traffic stop on charges of drug paraphernalia, possessions, and resisting an officer. An arrest affidavit states officers tracked a gray Aston Martin traveling up to 104 miles per hour. Police say the vehicle was driving recklessly, including tailgating, passing vehicles aggressively, and flashing headlights at other drivers. Wow. After Richardson was pulled over, a black Jeep arrived at the scene. Coleman exited the vehicle and approached officers. Police say he later refused to identify himself and was arrested for resisting. During a search of the Jeep, officers reported finding a glass smoking device with residue and a small amount of suspected cannabis. Girl, you scared me. Girl, Shakari, girl, you scared me. When they say found the glass, I had to stop. They took me too fast. You scared me, girl. You scared me. I ain't gonna lie. My heart almost skipped a beat. Let me say this. I hate to make it sound like this, but I gotta call a thing a thing. One or both of them is just dark energy. And I don't want to say it's her. I don't want to say it's him. From the evidence I've seen thus far, it looks like her. But one or both of them is carrying a demon on them. And they need to split. Every time they together, something bad happened. I'm not going to put it on nobody because I don't want nobody to whoop-de-whoop. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not in their relationships. A lot of times it could be the boy who looked so innocent and he be the culprit. I don't know. So I'm going to be careful with what I'm saying. All I'm saying is one or both of them have a demon on their back and they need to separate. Together, they're going to go downhill. I don't know where Christian mom and them at. I don't know where Shakari them people at, or Shakari, that's how you say her name. I don't know where Shakari them people that is at, but I get it. When you get fame and you get money, you can't tell nobody nothing. I get it. But I'm telling y'all now, if they don't separate, this is going to go bad. If they do not separate, this is going to go really, really bad. My heart goes out to them. And this is the worst part. These are top Olympic athletes. I'm talking about they beat people all over the world. And y'all riding around with bongs in the car and speeding. But you know what it is too? It made me think about it. You know, back in the day before we knew celebrities like we know them, we used to think a celebrity life was like a faraway land, like a fantasy. You know what I'm saying? And now that celebrity is so accessible because everybody has the internet, I think that what's happening is the fantasy or the idea of living in this faraway land. Maybe I'm a Pisces. I looked at it as a faraway land, but the idea of having this level up from the rest, you know what I'm saying? It seems like that doesn't exist no more. The line has completely blurred. Like, so having celebrity don't mean nothing no more. You still doing ratchet bald head whole shit. Whereas at one time you would never, you know what I'm saying? Because now I'm a celebrity. I gotta watch this. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This is not gonna end good. And I don't want to say that. Let me knock on wood, because I do not want to say that to put no bad juju on these two. But this, I can see it. This is not gonna end good. My prayers go out to them. I ain't praying. I'm lying. My heart goes out to him. I ain't going to pray. I was about to lie and say my prayers. No, I'm not going to put them in my prayers. I'm not. Let's move on. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Wait, girl. Did y'all see? And I'm going to talk about this later tomorrow on the Dollhouse. But y'all saw Krishan is in the ring to box, right? Did y'all see Egypt? What's the lady name? Pepper and Tretch's daughter called out Krishan to fight. And girl, when I saw, first of all, she was so sweet. Oh, Krishan, I think you and I should get together and get in the ring. How about it? Da. Girl, when I saw her boxing, I said, ooh, Rockhead, this one might not be as easy as you thought. Look at her, y'all. Look, check her out. Hold on, let me pull it up. Rockhead, we gonna have to Joce this tomorrow. Rockhead, this ain't gonna be easy.
What's up with it, y'all? I'm here making this video because I heard that Christian Rock is fighting for X Rumble and is looking for an opponent, and said that Jesus would give her a worthy opponent when it's time. Well, I'm also a child of God, and I believe that I'm that opponent that's more than worthy enough to step in the ring with you. Being that we're both from the background of reality TV and you're very well known in the hip hop industry, it just so happens to be that I am the princess of hip hop. I have yet to make my debut because people have been ducking the fade with me, but you are a known baddie, right? So I feel like that shouldn't be a problem with you. I say we step in the ring and we display what we got. Being that this is boxing, it takes a lot of determination, discipline, heart, and high IQ. So I say let's see who's the better fit to win that vacated X Rumble championship belt and see what we got. I feel you. And I feel like we would be a great matchup. So you just let me know and I'll be waiting to hear back from you. Let's get it.
So she done hit up Rock on the internet because Rock done came out here and said she done signed the deal. They're going to announce who she fighting in February, right? So I was like, okay, look at Egypt. Look, I remember her on Growing Up Hip Hop. You know, I watched all the reality TVs. I was like, oh, look at little Egypt. I didn't know she was boxing. Now, I knew she was the masculine in her relationship, and her husband is a clear man who likes to get it in the booty, allegedly. However, I didn't know she was boxing. Well, girl, when I seen her box, I said, ooh.
What's up with it, y'all? I'm here making this video.
Watch her box.
Double it. Double it again. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, nice. See the hook? Come on, hook. There it is. That's beautiful. Let me see the 2 hook. There we go. Okay. See that power coming. That's nice.
You already know. New year, new me. Just got accepted into UNLV, and I'm ready for no duck and fade this year. Let's go, Misfits. And it all starts with boom.
I can hear Krishan now. She's doing it for clout. She just only want it for clout. It's only for clout. Girl, that girl gonna rock head socks off. Do you hear me? Man, watch out. We gonna have to Joce this tomorrow. Egypt want that heavy smoke with Rock, man. And all y'all hollering, no, go get Tasiki. No. She got the right one. Rockhead. Yay. We gonna see who ducking the fade. We gonna see who ducking wreck. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be good. And they said Rock supposed to announce the first week of February or something like that. Girl, I can't wait. Girl, wait, what done happened? Ooh, there's gonna be a lot going on, girl. She can make a lot of money too. And also too, that girl is not no professional. Somebody in the comments said she need to go fight Clarissa Shields. That girl not no professional. That girl is not no professional. That girl just box. That girl just box. So, you know, it is what it is. Girl, Rockhead, we gonna Joe shoot tomorrow. I would love to see what happened if you're gonna take the fade. If you're gonna duck wreck in here. Mm-hmm. So, child, let's move on. Y'all, when I start finding this stuff that's good for y'all, I'm gonna just share it. I'm not telling nobody what to do. I ain't no doctor, I ain't no medical advisor, I ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you about me. I have a lot of reservations about a lot of the procedures that are being done for prevention in the Black American community. This is just me. I'm not no doctor. I'm not telling nobody what to do. I'm telling you about me. I have a lot of reservations about the preventative care and the preventative situations that they be trying to put us in to make sure that we don't have things. Because what I have noticed, because I'm not no doctor, but what I have noticed is the more we go get the preventative care or the more we go and get these procedures to see if we have things, the more that we're having them. Does that make sense? So for instance, mammograms. At one point, only girls over 40 or 40 some odd years old was getting mammograms, and young girls were not getting cancer. But then fast forward, they made it for young girls to get mammograms. Now a lot of young girls are getting cancer. Now, I can't say for sure that cancer is related to mammograms, even though I have my own personal reservations. I will say this, for them to always give us these preventative methods, you see what I'm saying? Of, oh, let me see if you have this or let me stop you from doing this. It seems like we get in more trouble on the flip side. It seems like trying to prevent the thing makes it worse. Does that make sense? So with that being said, for me personally, I know when I went to the doctor recently, they asked me if I wanted a mammogram. And for me, I said no. My doctor didn't too particularly appreciate it, and she wanted me to kind of go into detail, but I chose not to because I saw that she was coming from a scientific perspective and I was coming from a more spiritual perspective. However, I'm not telling nobody what to do. When I be seeing these things, I do want to pass them on for you to do your own research. So here it is, colonoscopies and mammograms have been bringing up a lot of people with cancers and all types of other things. I'm just going to share this information with you, and y'all do with it as you please, y'all. Like the video, let it play, and then we'll go from there. And do your own research again.
Colonoscopies and mammograms are dangerous. Listen.
If you have elderly people, 60, 70 years old, completely healthy and fit, they get a colonoscopy, 3 days later they are dead because they poke a hole in the colon, the bacteria goes in, they're dead. Women go to a mammography, they find something, then medical profession goes into with a needle biopsy and pokes into something that's there to save your life. A tumor is there to save your life. The body builds a bag to put all the toxins in that are in your body that try to kill you and stores them in your lymph nodes. So now they come and poke into the lymph node, and what will happen is they now spread the poison that the body is collecting for 10, 20 years in the entire body, and 12 days later, these women are dead. Also, a mammography, 50 pounds of pressure on a woman's breast. Imagine you have a lymph node, a pimple that's ready to burst. So now you put 50 pounds of pressure on it, you burst it. You gave the patient the cancer.
But comment the word JOIN for the detailed herbal protocol to reverse cancer naturally, cleanse your colon naturally, and reverse breast tumors naturally, and can share this to warn a friend. Colonoscopies and mammograms are dangerous. Listen.
If you have elderly people, 60, 70 years old, completely healthy and fit, they get a colonoscopy.
Okay. Again, I am no doctor. I can't tell y'all what to do, but I'm going to tell you this. I have been observing what the medical industry has been doing to our elders, not only to our elders, but to us. And I would say for anybody, when it comes down to these elective procedures, I'm not talking about if you have to go to a hospital or if you have to go to a doctor. When it comes down to these preventative measures and these elective procedures, I would recommend that you guys do a lot of research and get third, fourth, and fifth opinions on anything. I had told somebody that I used to know who came to me and told me they had breast cancer, and them people wanted to give this person chemotherapy within the next 2 days. It was a Friday. They hit up this person I know. We were on vacation, and they said, "Hey, we got your test results back. You are definitely positive for breast cancer. We need you in here Monday." This is a Friday. They told her this. "We need you in here Monday for chemo." I begged this person to go and get 2, 3, and 4 other second and third opinions, and thank God they did, because when they did, turns out that first test was not correct. The first test was contaminated. Had I not been there to tell that person to go get a second, third, or fourth opinion, they would have been up under chemo, ringing a bell, thinking they had a cancer that they never had. Now, I get it. That's just my only personal experience, and it's not just with her. I have a few other experiences I can share with y'all all around the same time. Okay? Only thing I'm telling y'all is do your own research, please. Don't just accept what people tell you because they got on a white coat, because a lot of times they don't even know, to be completely honest. Do your own research, though. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Hold on. Thank you for the super chat, Abundance and Clarity. She says, happy 18th birthday to my daughter. Like the video. Happy birthday, little Abundance and Clarity. I hope you have a many more. And I hope you have a wonderful day, weekend, year, and month. Happy birthday, beautiful. I appreciate you. Y'all like the video. And I can't even see this. Wind bends grass. Oh yeah, wind bends grass. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says, love you. I love you too. Thank you so much. Shout out to y'all. I love all of y'all for real. Thank y'all so much. Let's get on with the show. Now we're gonna get into Don Lemon. Somebody came in the chat and said, Vu, you heard about Don Lemon? I was like, did they see the thumbnail? Girl, yeah, we heard about Don Lemon. That's what we over here to talk about. We about to Joce his crazy looking self. Yes, we is. What y'all think about this? So this lady, I ain't gonna lie, this kind of gave me a trigger. Because I think as a Black American, most of us have gone through something like this or know something about this. So this lady goes live, or at least goes on the internet, to tell us that she got her 17-year-old son, and because he has a job, now he needs to be paying her, bills, paying rent in the house. And she's charging him $500 a month. He's 17 years old, or whatever the case may be. And she want to know what y'all think about this. I ain't gonna lie, I got triggered. Because we know how it is going back, living with the parents that want you to pay money. But I also understand the benefits if done right. So I don't know. I'm gonna let this lady tell y'all her situation with her little boy. And she said he's 17, he just got his first job, he needs to be paying her $500 a month. I think that's a lot. But let's get into it.
So my son has a job now, and I feel like he should help me around the house with the bills. So I told him starting February. I told him starting February 1st, he's going to start paying $500 a month. And then he's going to start paying his cell phone. I've been paying his cell phone since he had a cell phone, since he was 7. You paid your phone bill like 2 times. Anyway, parents, do you think he should start paying rent? He feels like he don't have to pay rent. You want to give your part real fast?
I'm 17, bro. What am I paying rent for?
You can't stay nowhere for free. You work.
I know. When I'm 18, I'll figure that out.
No, you're going to figure it out now. $500 a month. I don't care what he say. Either $500 or the door.
All right. So let me just say this, because I understand both the pros and cons of your child helping out around the house when they get a job. Let me just say this. I when I lived with my mama as a teenager or as a kid, my mama ain't never asked us to pay no bills. I ain't even gonna lie. Now, when I came back as an adult, hell yeah. But as a kid, my mama never asked us to pay no bills. However, as when I went and lived with my grandma was like this lady. Oh no, baby, you don't live nowhere for free. I don't give a damn. And I was 17. That's crazy when I moved in with my grandma. But my grandma was like that. Oh no, baby, you gotta pay. You pay to stay. Wooty wooty woot. I will say this. Paying my grandmother whatever I was paying her at the time, even though I despised it at the time, it did teach me responsibility. It did teach me that you don't get something for nothing. It also taught me that this ain't my and you only paying to get you as far as you get throughout the day. For real. You know what I'm saying? So I will say there are pros as far as teaching responsibility when you take money from kids, to help them, to have them pay bills. But I think the cons or the bad side of that is a lot of parents weaponize and use the fact that they are the parent and they have taken care of these kids to be like, oh, well, you need to now pay these bills or help me out. Also, it comes upon the failure of the parent. When the parent can't successfully financially take care of the household, she can't wait, or he can't wait, or they can't wait for that child to make 16 so they can get them jobs, so they can be like, hey, I need you to pay these bills. I think in this situation, what she's giving me is, oh, he got a job, bet. That can help me on these bills. I can put more money aside for this. I can put more money aside of that. And I don't think that that's right, because at 17, he's still your child. He's not your man. He's not your husband. I'm pretty sure you've had men coming in and out of there. I'm pretty sure he's had a stepdaddy or two. I would wonder if he took care of all the bills or if he at least went half and half. And I'm pretty positive if I ask that young man, he'll probably say no. You know what I'm saying? So, and I find, again, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. And if I am, my apologies. I'm just assuming, because I don't have all the information. I just think that you got to find a happy medium. It's one of those isms and one of those things that our parents raised us up on. And this is the problem. This is what happened. We got raised up on it, and we despised it so much that we completely took it away from our kids. Now, let's get the flip side of taking this whole situation away from our kids. Our kids have zero sense of responsibility. So where's the happy medium? Because this is what I learned to do with my own personal life. The things so I won't get into a space where I become the very thing that I hate about my parents, or at least hate about growing up and being parenting about my parent. What I do is take those horrible things and try to find the good in them to see where I can extract from. So for instance, In this situation, the bad situation is parents wanting kids to pay bills. Now, would I have my child pay bills while she living under my roof? Absolutely not, especially not growing up. But if I were to take her money, it would be because I see her being irresponsible with her money. Now, would I posit it to her like, hey, yeah, you need to pay bills? Possibly. Or I would say you need to pay me X amount of money. And then I would be putting that money aside. So when you get up out of here, take your money and you're gone. She wouldn't even know she's saving the money. To me, in her mind, she'll be paying me. And in my mind, I'll be putting it up. So whenever it's time for her to get the hell up out of here, take your money and go. In my mind, I'm setting her up for success. But ultimately, different strokes, different folks, different children, you got to deal with it differently. I just think that we all got to find ways to extract the little good out of the things that we deem to be horrible. Because what happens is, like this woman, you can be either extreme as far as asking the child for $500 a month. I think that's too much. It sounds like you need help, ma'am. It sounds like you need a man around there to help you pay them bills, go half and half. It shouldn't come from your son. You know what I'm saying? But it can either go one extreme to where we do like this lady and we go and repeat the same things, or we can completely take everything away and don't find the lesson in them. You know what I'm saying? I think the lady is wrong. I think this lady here is wrong. Like I said, she act like she looking for help around there. You need to be able to take care of your kids. It's one thing if he's 19, 20, 21, laid up playing a video game, then now we having a whole nother conversation. If he's 17, I'm not saying don't take nothing from him, but don't try to break him. You know what I'm saying? Because this is no shade. I remember my grandma tried to break me. Girl, I was making $3.25 an hour in the mall at the plaza. I'll never forget it. Flaming burger. I was making $3.25 an hour. This is when minimum wage was $5.15. That clear man was paying us $3.25 an hour. Sure was. And my grandma told me she wanted $150 a month. Do the math. And in between $150 a month, if she needed cigarettes or bill, put a 3 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I knew when my grandma, I love my grandma down to the ground. My grandma did what she thought was best. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying no negative against my grandma. I love my grandma. But I will say this. What I learned from that is I won't do this to my child. But I still will instill some sort of doggone, responsibility. But I'm not going to go like that. Like I always knew that ain't going to be what it is. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's a lot of 3s coming in the chat. Y'all know. Girl, my grandma made me pay $150 a month and let her run out of cigarettes in between that month. Let her run out of cigarettes before the next month come up. Girl, please. Bitch. Girl, I used to be trying to be gone. Scared to come home. Do you hear me? Scared to come. I ain't live with my grandma. I ain't even live with my grandma a year. Girl, thinking I'm fast when moved in with that man, girl. And end up pregnant. Every time you think you're grown, you end up pregnant. I tell young girls all the time. Every time a young girl thinks she grown, especially around the teenage years, the latter teenage years, every single girl who thought she was grown came back pregnant. And my duck ass. Me and my grandma got into it. Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm going to call my old man. I'm going to call my boyfriend. He can't pick me up all right. And I had a baby. The moral to the story is, young girls, don't grow up too fast, girl. You're going to have your whole life to be a woman. Don't grow up too fast. The moment you think you're grown, you're going to get pregnant. I think the universe does it. I don't think it's nothing to do with us. I think the universe make all young girls who start smelling their drawers, they get them pregnant. Oh, Lord. But anyways, y'all, don't do your churn bad. Just find the lesson and, see how you can help your churn out. We will be Joce tomorrow at the dollhouse, y'all. Make sure y'all pull up. We will be popping out over there. It is Educational Friday as well. Make sure y'all pull up, pull over, and pop out. We will be doing Educational Friday. Let me see. Is that all I got so far? Oh, no. I gotta show y'all this. Shout out to the lady. This is the niece of Huey P. Newton. She been spitting some real. But you know what? I ain't even on this yet. Let me go back. I'm not on this yet. My bad. I'll come back to that because that goes with ICE and immigrants. I'm gonna come back to that. I think that's about it though before we get into the actual biz naive. Oh no. Y'all remember when TD had that gay policeman on his stage? TD Jakes. Take that. Y'all remember when TD had that gay man on his stage and the man was dancing and damn near twirling and twerking and TD was looking like he couldn't get enough? He was getting all aroused and he was getting swallowed up and all of that. Look at this video. I saw this and had to share it. I said, oh, we gonna have a good laugh about this. This TD Jakes, this the man. Watch TD how TD looking at the man when he get to twerking with his gun belt on.
Don't be like that man just like a cop dancing for TD Jakes.
That's right.
And Jakes just
look how TD looking at that man. Y'all see how TD looking at that man? See, I've always been able to look past people's words. No, this ain't no AI, girl. This is a real video. This before the AI. This is a real video. This ain't no AI. Look at somebody say, that's AI. No, girl. This is not no AI. This is TD. Take that. This ain't AI. This real life. Real. And I put this real. Okay? But look how he looking at that man like a piece of meat. I can't zoom in. Oh, man, I don't think I could zoom in. Let me see. Yep, maybe y'all. Yep, I could zoom in. Look, y'all. Look at the man. Hold on. Where my cursor at? Where my thing? Hold on. Look at the man, girl. I could zoom in. Thank you. Shout out to who told me to zoom in. Let's get into it.
looking at him. He ain't tell that artificial cop you loose.
Wait a minute. Was that during church service?
Girl, the way TD was looking at that man. Oh, girl. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me see if we can rewind him because I don't know what this dude's talking about. Watch TD, girl. Watch how he looking at the man. His body language, then his hand in his pocket. You know what it remind me of? I remember this man back in the day when we was little. They had this man who used to come around and put his hand in his pocket. And come to find out he was beating his meat from his pocket. Sure was. So every time I see a man staring with his hand in his pocket, I don't know if it's PTSD or trauma, but it remind me of that old man who was going around putting his hand in his pocket, beating his meat. I remember that when I was little. I sure do. Look at TD and how he keep rubbing in his pocket. Look. Girl. Right. Nigga say happy freaking Friday. That's all. I don't know. Let's move on. TD in the pottery house, child. Let's move on, honey. Let's move on. Oh, y'all, for y'all who think that black people aren't doing their big one, black people are definitely doing their big and little one. They got black towns coming up all over America. You can do it. Don't worry about Tulsa. Don't get scared. They're going to do a Tulsa on you. We are making progress as black Americans, and I want to come to y'all and share this with y'all. It says a black family owns their own land, and they created their own neighborhood. Listen, y'all. Listen. Y'all, it is imperative that you buy land. It is imperative that you buy property, but land in particular. We got to own land, okay? Let's get into it.
I am currently in North Carolina. This is my grandparents' house. They had it built, designed, and everything themselves. Love it down here. The best thing about this, all of these houses are all my family members. So this is Jenkins Hill. If you didn't believe me, here is our sign. Jenkins Hill. So this is my grandparents' beautiful home, and right across the street is my great-grandmother's home. This home is the house where my grandfather was actually born in, and it's still up and standing. This one over here, this is my brother trying to have a photo shoot in my TikTok, but that's whatever. This is my pop-up's brother, so they are literally right across the street from each other. This is my pop-up's cousin. Another cousin. Back there. There's a trailer over there. And there's another trailer over there. And it's great that all this land is just pure family and vibes. But this is what I want in my future. I want all of my family to just be in walking distance from each other. And all of us just to be able to walk out and be free on our own land. So this is the goal. I love it here.
Yo, this is so dope. And let me say this to people out there too. Because when she said everybody in the family walking distance, I ain't gonna lie, I went, not everybody. I ain't gonna lie, not everybody. However, comma, it is possible, y'all. We can do it. We are doing it. We have been doing it. They don't post this stuff on social media on purpose so you won't think that it's possible. That's why they always give you Tulsa and Rosewood and slavery stuff. So you won't think that this is possible. Now watch when I get my land. Watch when I get my land and build my little neighborhood and whatnot. Why? And let me say this too. Family doesn't have to always mean blood. Family does not have to always mean blood. Like-minded people. Especially if you've gone through an awakening, you have a soul tribe, a soul family that is waiting for you, that you will come across at some point in time. You can build a whole neighborhood with like-minded people. It's a possibility, I swear. You're not the only person out here who think like you do. And I had to tell myself that. You know what I'm saying? So I know everybody in my family can't come. I know that for a fact. Girl, please. If I put my family on one block, the police gonna have to be on the next block. Because the way my family is, girl, fighting, cussing, stabbing, or all type of stuff, churn, fighting, girl, my family cuts up like that. Girl, they be done called the police, don't know who done had to fight this time. So I don't know about my personal family. However, comma, you know what I'm saying? Or at least not everybody from my personal family. But ultimately, you can build these type of communities for real though, with like-minded people, and they can become your family. For real, for real. And I like how they named their whole thing after the mama or the last name. You know what I'm saying? Like Jenkins Hill. I think that is dope. Watch my smoke. Watch my smoke. Watch when I do mine. Watch when I do mine. Watch when I get my land. Watch when I get all my stuff. Watch. Oh yeah. It's gonna be a problem when I get my hand on some land. Watch. Anyways, let's move on. Watch. Oh yeah. And Valerie says it's been a dream for so long. Let's make it a reality, honey. When we realize how it ain't that hard to do some of the things that we doing, man, we be surprised. Remember I told y'all them Hindus, them Indians from India have a lot of our culture. So don't close your ears to a lot of people around the world, period, because you can learn. However, I saw this lady, this Indian woman, talk about melanin. And the spiritual power of melanin. You know, it made me think about it. When I came across my spiritual awakening in September, I had got super dark. I ain't gonna say got super dark. I got darker. If you go look at an old video from me in March, I'm about a shade or two darker than I was then. And I told y'all, I remember somebody was like, oh, you dark, you got darker, you must be sick. Somebody even thought I was sick because my skin got darker. But what I've come to realize going through my spiritual awakening, I'm sorry for digging in my eye, but what I come to realize going through my spiritual awakening was I was without the melanin or the amount of melanin that I needed. And me outside grounding and meditating, it just basically put the melanin back in me that I already had. Because growing up as a little girl, I was a bit darker. But as time went by, I got lighter. Not that I got light-skinned. Obviously, I didn't. However, my skin tone started to get a little lighter. This is the first winter, actually, where I didn't have to change my makeup shades, because typically during the winter, I have to change my makeup shade like 1 or 2 shades because I get so much brighter. This is the first winter of my whole life that I didn't have to change it because I'm still as dark as I was before. Now, I'm saying all that to say is melanin is kind of like how we speak to the universe, right? It's one of the ways we speak to the universe. It reads our energy and our melanin. It is very important that you understand how important it is to have the melanin that you have, even though society tells us lighter skin is better. And it's not necessarily about skin tone. It's literally about the amount of melanin, okay? And us, especially indigenous people all over the world, I don't care what part of the world you're from, melanated people all over the world have that melanin that connects them to source, that connects them to the universe. But in this video, they're going to talk about the spiritual power of melanin and how having the more melanin connects you more to the Most High in the universe. Check it out.
Melanin, let's say Africans or Indians also to some extent, South Americans, would they be more closer to the divine or have that divine connect?
Let me say this too, because see, I catch everything. When she brought up melanated people, she said Africans or South Americans or Indians. Whenever people bring up melanin, do y'all notice they always try to leave us out of the conversation? Or they'll say, "Oh well, we put y'all under the umbrella of Africans." And shout out to Africa, because we know there's a beautiful sea of melanin on the continent of Africa. But they never want to associate melanin with Black America, because they know if we understand our melanin power, all of this shit goes to shits. So whenever they speak about melanin, even though we the most popular melanated people on the face of this earth, they like to leave us out of the conversation. That is a subconscious situation so that you won't think this power applies to you. But I'm here to tell you, not only do you have melanin like the rest of the world, the power you have over that melanin that you got, that hit different. So you know you got melanin. Always add yourself in these conversations. And this woman right here, she is what do you call it? She's like a Cabbage Patch Kid. Because the real Indians is darker than me and you. The real Indians look like Mindy Kaling and all of them. Don't get me started. Let's move on.
Yeah. So melanin on the physical plane, sure, they taught us that it helps with pigment and skin pigment and things like that. But on a spiritual plane, it can hold light. It can hold light. So the more melanin you have, the more light you can hold and the more power you have. And so that's why a lot of these indigenous nations, okay, in Africa, all over the world, really, in Native America, right? And all over the world, these indigenous...
Native Americans are not indigenous to anywhere. Native Americans are not indigenous to anywhere. They won't even put us in the conversation with indigenous. When they say indigenous, they speak of Africans. They might speak of some Asians. But in this conversation about melanin, they're not going to put us in it. But I'll just say this. Native Americans are not indigenous to anywhere. They're Siberian Huskies.
Cultures have been systematically on purpose persecuted. Not only through the melanin and their ability to hold light, they were guardians of certain lands. It's what's underneath the land. So a lot of people think like, oh, the war for Iraq is for oil, but it's not just for oil. That's what they tell you on the news. Underneath the earth, there's very important portals. And whoever controls these portals controls the energy that flows in and out of Mother Earth. Some people...
Pause. Y'all remember yesterday I showed y'all that video that man said he found under New Orleans or past New Orleans. They say under that lake was a whole city. Didn't the man say under the lake or under that man, whatever that was, he said was a whole pyramid? Now, hear me out. Yesterday, we watched a video. The man that found the city under New Orleans said it was an ancient city and there was a pyramid under there. Now, remember I told y'all just now, Black American, if we get in touch with our melanin and get control of our powers, it's going to hit different. The thing that's going on right now is because we are disconnected from the land. We don't ground. We don't get sun time. We don't deal with the earth. We don't do none of that. We have completely disconnected ourselves from the land. If we connect ourselves to the land and we start to see that we do have power over those portals under these grounds that we know for a fact exist, because even the clears will come out and tell you, oh yeah, there's a city under there with a pyramid. Oh yeah, there's some mounds under there. So these are all portals, mind you. Imagine if Black Americans got in touch with their melanin, woke up and came into their power, and they realized that they had the power to deal with these portals on this land. What do you think would happen with the rest of the world? Do you see why they keeping you asleep? This is exactly why when they mention melanin, they rather mention the African. This is exactly why when they mention spirituality, they rather mention the Haitian. They refuse to wake you up, because once you wake up, it's game over for everybody. I need you to understand that. The only reason we haven't caught on to this is because we have completely disconnected ourselves as Black America from the land. The world is waiting on us. Nobody else. The world waiting on us.
We'll call them stargates. So these indigenous were protectors, and they had melanin, they were able to hold the light, and they had specific codes which were protectors of certain lands. But that's why, if you want to say Columbus and all these other, the history books will tell you one thing, but no, they were really coming to take the land of the indigenous and to take the protectors of the land out of the land.
People who have higher melanin, let's say.
Did you hear what he said at the end? Take the land from the indigenous and take the people off and basically mentally take them off the land. Who they did that to? They took our lands and took us off the lands. We here, like I told y'all yesterday, wandering in place, walking around lost at home. A big portion of us think we live in Africa or we come from Africa. A large portion of us is too drowned in the Bible to see anything other than it. We just wait. They waiting on a white Jesus or a Black Jesus to come back. We the only ones disconnected from the land. The African ain't disconnected from his land. Even the Black Asian ain't disconnected from his land. The Black Hispanic still is connected to their land. There's only one group of people that's not connected to their land. I want to ask y'all who y'all think that is. There's only one group of melanated people who have no ties to their land. Just one. Any other country, any other continent, anywhere you go where they got melanated people, them people is connected to their land. Even if they still get their food from the land, they still connected to their land. Only one group ain't. Only one group. That should tell you a lot. Your melanin is power. Your melanin is powerful. In order for you to know that, you got to tap in. You got to get the praying. You got to do something, but you got to tap in. I recommend whenever the weather permits, get outside, plant your feet into the soil of the earth. It don't have to be grass, but preferably grass. Anything but concrete. Plant your feet into that soil. Find a tree, hug it, put your hands on it, talk to it. It's going to feel crazy. After you start seeing them blessings, you ain't going to give a damn. You ain't gonna give a damn about how it feels for somebody to see you talking to the tree. Because I know I don't give a damn. Ish. You know what I'm saying? You gotta tap back in. Everybody else connected to the land. We don't even get our food from the land no more. At least at one point we was able to pick apples off of trees. You know what I'm saying? Go around people's houses and pick fruit. You can't even do that no more. We have zero connection to the land. And we the only group of melanated people on the face of this earth that have zero connection to the land. The world is waiting on us. Period. Now let's get into the Don Lemon bit, because that's why we here, honey. That's why we here. I think that's all I got before we get into that. No, basketball wives really quickly. I don't even know why I brought that up. Ugh. Let's get into basketball wives. So Shawnee O'Neal has came out and announced that basketball wives are no longer. According to Shawnee O'Neal, she says that it's over. Well, it's been over. It's been over for a long time. Girl, ain't nobody been watching no basketball wives. And on top of that, it's just trash. So let's get into Shawnee O'Neal telling us that they've done with basketball wives, y'all. I don't know if anybody was looking at it. I know after OG, that season, most people just stopped. And Shawnee is she's a Nostrils O'Neal. Let me tell you how I feel about Nostrils O'Neal. Nostrils O'Neal is a mean girl. She's been a mean girl all her life. Even as a little bitty girl, she was a mean girl, probably spoiled rotten. We call it spurl in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? She probably was a spurl rotten little girl who got everything she wanted, if not everything, a lot. And she grew up entitled. And she probably ran across Shaq. Either she didn't grow up entitled or she got entitled when she got the Shaq. Either way, once she got with Shaq, her nose was permanently up like that. That's why I call that whole Nostrils O'Neal. She's nasty. She's mean. She's one of them nice, nasty people. And everybody knows she's nice, nasty, but because she has some sort of status or rank, nobody's going to try her. Shawnee O'Neal is disgusting. And she hide behind the fact that she's a doggone a pastor's wife. And I don't even know if you call that a pastor. He's more of a motivational speaker or whatever. But she hides behind the fact that she's a pastor's wife, that she's evil and disgusting. But I've always been able to see through Shawnee. She's messy. She's nasty, and that's why life be lifing for that hoe. Even behind the scenes right now, I'm pretty sure she's going through hell and high water. Life always happened like that for them. But at any rate, I just wanted to tell y'all how I felt about Shawnee, a.k.a. Nostrils O'Neal. Can't stand the bitch. At any rate, where was I going? Oh, yeah, they done cut the show off, girl. Wasn't nobody watching that regular ass shit. I ain't gonna lie, I watched it. But wasn't nobody watching that for real, except me and a few other people. Let's get into the show and her saying it's over.
I wanted to jump on here real quick before the news got out and people try to be messy and make this something that it's not. This is just called growth and, moving forward. I'm announcing today that Basketball Wives will not be returning. Since its launch in 2010, this franchise has been the defining part of my professional journey. What began as a vision to tell my story and stories of women like me grew into a cultural movement that created opportunity, sparked conversation, and honestly amplified voices that deserve to be heard. I'm so grateful to VH1, Truly Original, Shed Media, and BET for their partnership and belief in a show that left a long-lasting mark on entertainment. Most importantly, I'm thankful to the women who trusted me with their stories and the creatives in front of and behind the camera who helped bring this vision to life season after season. Growth requires evolution, and knowing everybody, I wanted to jump on here real quick before.
Did she say thank you for entrusting me with your stories? Girl, you dragged them women down to the pits of hell. Did you remember what you did to Tammy? You had Tammy. You had Tammy thinking that y'all was friends, and you was over there being messy with Evelyn, and you told Tammy all that girl real tea. Y'all remember Shawnee told Evelyn that Tammy couldn't have no kids, that her and her husband was struggling to have children, and Tammy looked like she wanted to cry on that stage. Her too, but Shawnee is a nasty girl. Very, 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 very nasty girl. And she trying to rewrite history. And then furthermore, bitch, how dare you get on here talking about, I want to come over here for the news got out. Girl, wasn't nobody gonna know Basketball Wives was canceled. Y'all could have went another 5 years and we would have forgot. I swear to God. And I watched the show. If y'all would have went 5 more years, we would have forgot that the show went off. What you mean you had to get on here before the word get out? Like everybody was going like this is RHOA or something. Bitch, girl, wasn't nobody worried about no Basketball Wives, girl. We ain't been checking for y'all in a long time. I mean, we see Jackie Christie every now and again. Evelyn Lozada still out here taking L's. But for the most part, girl, I wanted to get on here. Hold on. Get me up here before the word get out. Girl. Girl, what? Nostrils, please. Don't do that. She got another slide.
Honor a chapter while preparing for what's next. While this journey is concluding, I'm actively developing new projects that align with my personal and professional purpose, continuing to create meaningful opportunities for women across media and business. Basketball Wives will always be a cherished part of my legacy and a foundation of my career as a producer. Thank you for your support from day one, and I look forward to this next season of leadership, creativity, and expansion, and sharing it with you. honor a chapter while preparing.
Oh, nostrils, go lay down. You look like you're tired. You look tired. You know? People with glasses that got shades on them always made me scratch my head. You know what I'm saying? Shut your ugly ass up, Nostrils O'Neills. Nobody want to hear that ugly ass shit. The show is over. Thank God. Good riddance. I hope to never see you again, bitch. You have been a thorn in my side. The only thing you did give us was Basketball Wives, but you wasn't a friend to nobody. That's why they say Evelyn was sleeping with Shaq, big nasty ass, and I believe that too. Evelyn, please. Please. We don't want to hear no more. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's over. And don't act like you putting a whole bunch of women in place. You put she the type of bitch put on the women that she like. And look at Drea. I don't know, as Shawnee, maybe one more giddy up, maybe like a farewell dinner, but filmed. I'll co-executive produce. Girl, ain't you over there messing with that little boy? Get off of here, Drea. Please. Ain't you should be fighting court. Playing with them people, sure. Drea, let's move on, because these girls gonna get me out of pocket. Girl, what Drea wanted? I'm just like, girl, y'all trying to drag this out. Let's get this over with. Basketball Wives is over with. It's a wrap. Let's move on. And that's the craziest. Thank you for saying that. Somebody said, funny part is Evelyn was never a basketball wife. Her only claim to fame is being a basketball fiance. And she failed at that. Girl, let me tell you something. The reason why Evelyn got picked for Basketball Wives, because she was a spicy Latina. And during the early 2000s, that's what they wanted. Same reason why Erica Mena got picked. Bloop. Let's move on. So Don Lemon got arrested, y'all. Did y'all see that? Let's go back and what done happened. See what happened. So y'all, Don Lemon got arrested. They had done went and found Don Lemon for storming them people churches and whatnot. Them people had said that Don Lemon coming up in his church was dead wrong, and I agree. Now, a lot of people felt like he was just going in there doing his journalism work. But at the end of the day, it was way bigger than that, because Don Lemon was interrupting these people in the midst of service. Some people felt like, well, voodoo, but voodoo. You was applauding that white man, that clear man who went into that church and told all of them people at Jamal Bryant church that they going to hell. Did, and I do it again. Sure would. Now, is it wrong? Yeah. Yeah, that clear man was wrong. And if they would have took a cane and popped them in the back of the head, they would have been well within their rights. I ain't say he was wrong. I just said I liked it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, see, I let my bias show on the outside. Y'all like to let y'all bias show on the inside. I'm not saying he was right. He was wrong. But I also said that it was funny and it was good because Pastor Jamal, Pastor Holy Whore, was doing the most. However, both situations are wrong. For real, both situations are wrong. And Don Lemon, the way they did it and publicly, how they just crashed that man church, that was different. I get it. The clear man was pacing back and forth in the foyer. He wasn't in the church. The clear man was pacing back and forth in the foyer, telling Jamal Bryant and his whore of a wife and everybody in church that they was going to hell. And was it disruptive and wrong? Yes. But he didn't get inside the church. Don Lemon them went in there and done tore these people church up damn near, trying to tell them F ICE. Because they found out, according to them, that a president at the church allegedly was a ICE agent or something like that. Let's get into a little bit of him storming the people stuff like they stormed the Capitol. This is Don with the pastor. So y'all can know why he got arrested. Like the video.
What do you think of this? I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So,
but there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
Okay, but listen, we live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
Yeah. We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be
That's
very
why we're
respectful.
here.
Please don't push me, though.
We're here to worship Jesus.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why we're here. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding and
We're about
love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a
No
Christian?
one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to
Unless you're here to
chronicle what
worship.
happened?
Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here. We're here to worship. We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you very much. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. What do you think of this?
I mean, this.
What Don Lemon did is completely different from what the Clear Man did at Pastor Jamal Bryant's church. They literally bust in the door while them people was mid-service. And even though I don't subscribe to the Jesus character, or at least the clear Jesus for that matter, even though I don't subscribe to that, I know that this is wrong. They literally bust through the door hollering fascist this and this, that, and the third, scared the people damn near half to death. They wrong, bruh. They wrong. They wrong. That's different. They wrong. And at any rate, this man who's supposed to be the pastor or whatever, he over there trying to tell Don, like, yo, like, we in here trying to worship God, and y'all coming in like, what's tea? And Don Lemon trying to be passive aggressive. Don't touch me. But I'm just saying, don't you think Jesus would agree? No, he would not. He would not. Jesus actually despised politics and religion. So no, he would not agree to none of the side of this stuff, politics or religion. So anyways, Don Lemon them came over and did all of this, or whatever the case, and it went viral. It wasn't just Don Lemon. It was a bunch of people. And the people that he met up with, Don, and in the midst of it, was trying to act like he was kind of with him, but wasn't. He was being smart enough to say, I'm here doing journalist work. But then he was saying stuff to imply that they were planning this, or at least he knew of some level of planning prior to. I'll go with that. So at any rate, it went viral. People started going crazy, and they're like, oh my God, Don Lemon is wrong. Well, they were trying to ask for the president, not the president, for whoever to put out warrants for this, because they was like, this is a violation of these people's rights of religious freedoms. Because while you have a right to free speech, and while you do have a right to protest, your right to protest and free speech cannot, it can't infringe on somebody else's right. Just like y'all have a right to not like ICE, they have a right to assemble peacefully and religiously and do their religious freedoms and things. I believe that. I mean, come on now. You ain't got to be any sort of religion. You don't even have to deal with religion to know right is right and wrong is wrong. What Don Lemon them did was 100% wrong. But remember, Don Lemon is coming off this left side where they've been had provisions for the last 4-5 years. They've been going all over America in the world, the Democrats that is, doing whatever it is they want to do, moving however they want to move with no consequences. They've been doing whatever they want to do, and it has been working flawlessly. Now that Trump is in office, it hits different because Trump waiting on them crackers and them niggas, even some of them, to go crazy because he already got the team waiting to get him up out of there. I think what happened was Don Lemon forgot that the provisions that was once provided to him by playing the left's donkey, that provision is no longer there. I think he didn't realize that, or maybe he forgot. So he's still moving around the world like he did in the past, storming churches and shit. In the past, Don Lemon could do this and nothing would happen because the left would back him, and make him go viral so it could be like, look, we care about your freedoms and whatnot. But at the end of the day, them people done gone. All you niggas, all black people, all melanated people that's still riding on that left side, I am here to tell you, you have been left alone. You have no allies. These people who behind the scenes telling you to go do this stuff, bucking you up to go do this, they waiting on you to get caught. They're not going to come help you at all. We see it time after time after time. Every time somebody melanated step in front the bullet of these people, y'all end up going down to the ground. Then y'all be wanting to bring race in it for all us to get involved. Not this time. Black America, when you see one of your own getting into it, when you see one of your own getting popped by ICE, when you see one of your, leave that alone. Because people are literally volunteering to go get messed up at this point. So Don thought he could still do what he want, move how he used to move, and that don't go like that. So fast forward, they done put arrest warrants out for all their asses, and they started arresting them people like 90 going west. Before we get into Don getting arrested, I want to show you, first of all, let me read this article. First, matter of fact, hold on. Oh, and CNN offered a statement. You got Benjamin Crump over here acting like, nah, he want to be pro this, that, and pro the third. Girl, bye. I'm so tired of Benjamin Crump, and I know he ain't no nigga. That weird, big-toed looking mother. Girl, don't get me started. I can't stand that Benjamin Crump. All right, let's get to it. It says, can y'all see this? Yeah, all right. It says, Don Shade Room update. Don Lemon taken into custody by federal agents in Los Angeles. It says Don Lemon has been taken into custody by federal agents while in Los Angeles, where he is covering the Grammy Awards. His attorney released a statement about his arrest. It says the Justice Department previously promised to pursue charges. It says, hold on, let me pull it down. He was just out there with Busta Rhymes. I just saw him. As previously reported, a judge rejected a federal prosecutor's bid to charge Don Lemon after he conducted interviews during a protest inside of a Minnesota church after it was alleged a local official with ICE served as a pastor. Don's attorney, Abe Lowell, said instead of investigating the federal agents who killed two peaceful Minnesota protesters, the Trump Justice Department is devoting its time, attention, and resources to the arrest, and that is the real indictment of the wrongdoing in this case. Let me say this before we move on. What the left is going to do now, because Don Lemon was the sacrificial lamb, this is what they're going to do. See, the left know that Don Lemon was inevitable. He was going to get arrested. They already sending them out there. Yeah, Don, go do this. Yeah, Don, go do that. We got you. We good. They know good and well they don't give a damn about Don and what he doing. So now Don goes out there windmilling with his head down for the Democrats. And when he get caught, them people is going to sit back and go, gotcha. Gotcha. Them people is not going to help Don. So then Don gonna be sitting there stuck all alone by himself trying to figure this thing out, and he's gonna go down to the ground. There's nothing is going to come in between that. He's gonna go down to the ground. He's gonna suffer. And this is the craziest part about this. These characters that they put in front of us to kind of make us feel like they have our back. Don Lemon is married to a clear man. He's a gay man, and he's married to a clear man. Every night, Don Lemon lay down and juggle old clear balls every single night. And he does them with pride. He actually enjoys it. And this is the same Don Lemon that comes back to the internet and to CNN and tell all you Negroes that there's a racist system going on in America. Mind you, Don Lemon makes millions of dollars to lay up with his clear war hog. You know what I'm saying? He makes good money to do that. But every day he come back to the internet and to CNN to tell us that it's racism going on and we need to be fighting. When are y'all gonna wake up? How can you not see the play? It's like me smoking crack and convincing somebody else they need to go to rehab. Nigga, what? I've been seen to play with people like Don Lemon. There's a reason why they don't tell you about people like, what's that girl name? Jasmine Crockett, because they don't want you to know who she laid up with, because it'll completely obliterate her. So you rarely get her information about who she laid up with. These people have been playing with us for the longest. Now Trump is in office, and what they're going to do now is try to use your emotions. That's why I tell Black America all the time, remain head over heart, meaning do not respond because of how you feel. Think about situations and respond afterwards. This is why it is imperative that Black America remain head over heart, because some Black people really like Don Lemon, and they're going to jump on this bandwagon thinking that Don Lemon is right when in fact he's 1,000% wrong. And the fight that he's fighting is 100% against Black America. You see, if Don Lemon wins the fight that he's actually fighting, it puts Black America at the very bottom of the social classes. Do you guys know that? If the Democrats win the fight that they're actually fighting, Black America, we will be no more. But they use your emotions, things that you like, things that you love, people you like, people you love, because they know that you're not head over heart. You're more heart over head. And you fall for the banana in the tailpipe over and over and over again. If Don is even arrested for real, because that's how dangerous this game is. I told y'all the left and the right is all in the same bird. It's all one and the same. So if Don is even arrested for real, if he's even arrested, it's just right for Don. But they keep dangling melanated people in front of you to get you to not think. They got us with Obama. They almost got us with Scamala, but we caught on. Do not allow them to come back here and get you with no damn Don Lemon. Don Lemon got a clear man who balls. He juggle every night. I'm pretty positive he got good help on the way. When all these Negroes want to jump out the window hollering with this ICE shit, fine. Do not look back and ask for help from the collective, because we don't want nothing to do with that. The collective of us is over here doing our genealogy. The collective of us is over here doing our melanin work and our spiritual work. And we over here trying to build. We building lands. We buying lands and properties and business. That's what the collective of us is doing. We working. So when the universe, the Most High God and the ancestors are done tearing this shit down, we could just walk right on into our purpose and our steps and right on into our paradise. That's what the collective of us is doing. We ain't got time to be worried about what the hell ICE got going on with Don Lemon or nobody who look like him. We got genealogy we need to be doing so we can go back and get our reparations, lands, businesses, all type. We got so much we could be doing. To hell with Don Lemon. I hope they lock that bitch up and he never come home. Quiet as it's kept, but loud as it's heard. Yeah. I told you I don't give a damn about Anne Reid, none of these celebrities. They all could kiss the blackest part of my ass at this point. You feel what I'm saying? Because I feel like everybody leave my people astray, and I don't too particularly like it. But here you go. They're going to start coming back. I'm telling you now, they're going to go forward with it. Oh, we got to go save Don. Oh, see, Black America. America, your freedoms are going to go away. Your speech and your freedom. No, what Don Lemon did was wrong. You can't take your freedom of speech and then trump my freedom of religion because you got a freedom of speech. That don't go like that. And while we on the subject, see women like this? There are certain signs you need to look for to know not to listen to these bitches. And this is no shade. Shout out to the bald head girls. But any bitch with a bald head and a septum ring, I ain't listening to shit you got to say, ho. And if you bald head with a septum ring and you smart, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the most of y'all who look like this. Look at her, probably a paid agent, on here telling Black America that we need to be worried about ICE because we next. That is that whole excuses should be getting played out. Y'all should be tired of hearing it. When a motherfucker come to Black America and tell us, Black America, y'all next. We should be cursing niggas out at this point. Man, if you don't go lay down with all that stupid ass shit, ain't nobody in Black America worried about ICE. Nobody, nowhere. Ain't nobody in America, in Black America, going nowhere on a day-to-day basis or even on a weekly basis worried about running into no damn ICE. Niggas worried about not getting caught with weed on them. Niggas ain't worried about running into no ICE. But the internet will make you think that's what it is. Look at this hoe.
Okay, this message is for other Black American people. This is our fight too. This is in fact the fight against ISIS is our fight too. And I know, look, I know these motherfucking people played in our faces during the last election. They've been playing in our face since
I don't even think she a Black American. I don't even think she a Black American. Her head too heavy. She probably a tether. I'm getting tether. The reading I'm getting off of her is tether. Now, one thing about a tether, they good with cutting their hair off or hiding under a lace front so you can't really tell. That bitch ain't no Black American. I can almost tell you. That ain't no Black American.
19. I know, and I know you want to be like, girl, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I know, but listen. Not only is it the morally right thing to do, but more than anything, they not building up this slave catching force just for immigrants. I hope you know that. When they round up all the immigrants, you think they're just gonna wipe their hands and be done? You can't think that. Come on now. We are the final boss, as a matter of fact. Oh Lord, they hate that we not slaves no more. They think the Dred Scott decision, that's the right decision. That's what they want to go back to. They're tweeting white nationalist propaganda. We are the final boss, right? So if for no other reason you don't tap into this fight, you have to think about your own self-preservation in the future, because we might not be right up next, but we in line. We're in line. They don't care nothing about how long we done been here, that we built this whole shit. They don't care. And again, I know the other people are be playing. They play in our face. They play in our face. They steal our shit, and then they act like we ain't got no culture. I know, girl. I know the 92%ers. I know, girl. But this is your fight too. This is because
she is definitely not a Black American. I'm almost positive she is definitely not a Black American. This is all an act. I don't know who this lady is. She ain't no nigga. She is not no Black American. She do not have lineage tied to this land. If she have a bit of Black American in her, I'll be giving her a pass. But no, that bitch ain't no Black American at all. Listen to what she's saying. Oh, y'all, I know. We've been told we don't have culture. And I know. We might not be right up next, but we up next right after that. We don't even, come on, man. This is a setup. This right here is a setup. Watch the hijack.
Once they're done with them, where you think they're going next? So tap in.
Again, Black America, please don't worry about this bullshit. When you see people saying stuff like this, remember, first of all, whenever I hear people say that, I know they heard it from somewhere else. I hate running into people that repeat shit they seen on the internet. It makes me feel like I'm talking to a shell. So every time I hear anybody, Black or white, oh, Black America, you should be scared because you next. You don't even know that to be a fact. You just repeating what you heard. You don't know that to be a fact. You just heard it so much that you believe it now. Now you want to make me believe it and get me scared. Man, go on with all that. Go ahead on, man. Go away from me with this, Apollo. Go away from me with this. You're not even creating your own thoughts. You listening to everything you done heard people say over and over again. There's been no proof or evidence that ICE is even looking toward Black America's way. As a matter of fact, the things that ICE is doing is for the benefit of Black America, not the detriment. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me go pull it up now. Huey Newton's niece, she made a comment about this, and I need y'all to really understand. We're going to get right back into Don Lemon, but I need y'all to really understand what's happening, because the internet is telling one story, but just like during the elections, in real life, something different is happening. I remember during the elections, they made us think Scamala was going to win this thing. They was like, oh, everybody going over this, everybody voting blue, all of the maps and all that shit they put up. Whole time when the election was over, Scam didn't have a chance. But if you went to Twitter and Instagram, you would have thought Scam was going to win this thing. That's another situation where reality don't meet real. This lady, who's Huey P. Newton's niece, made a lot of very important points about what ICE is doing, about how ICE and what they are doing is benefiting us. I don't give a damn about Trump. I don't give a damn about no sides of this political game. All I care about is how do we benefit? Where do my people come in, and how does it help or hurt us? And what I know is from my research of this ICE situation, ICE does Black America very well. Very well. If we know what to do with this. Let's get into it, y'all. Y'all get the lights up.
Let me give y'all some game right here. You heard it from Aisha 4 and 5 Newton. The 2020 election was won by some bullshit. Okay. And the Democrats knew that it was some bullshit. This is why the first thing they did was open up that border, because you know what? In 2020, you had more Black Americans who had registered and voted Republican than in a very, very long time. Okay. And they knew that was a very bad situation for them. So they had to bring a motherfucker over by the masses so they can replace y'all asses. And guess what? Y'all have almost been replaced. Y'all better thank the orange guy.
And let me say this, she is not lying. During the election, all of them immigrants they brought over, voting wise, I'm not speaking no other way, voting wise, they literally took all of them immigrants and made them the new Democratic Party during the last election. They did. That 2020 election, please. And they were going to do it again this time when they ran against Trump this last time. So politically, they did replace us with the vote. Politically. I'm not saying morally, I'm not saying aesthetically, I'm not saying literally. When it comes to the vote, they poured all of them immigrants in because they knew we were waking up. And mind you, they've always known around this time we were going to wake up. So in their minds, the way to combat that, because now so many of them is not going to vote, let's pour all of these immigrants in, give them all of these provisions, make them loyal to us. You get it? And then when they loyal to us, they're going to all vote for us. And then when the Black people go their way, it's not going to be as bad. Now, let me show you how cutthroat the industry is in the political game is. So they bought the immigrants over here. The immigrants voted for them. It worked for them in 2020, plus a few other things. And then in 2024, it was supposed to work for them, but it didn't, right? Because basically a lot of Black America sat home. That's that. And then number two, America in total was already done with the Democrats. So when we get to 2024 and it's time for Black Americans to withhold their vote, not only the left, but the right side saw how impactful that was. Even if we voted right, they saw how impactful that was. So Donald Trump putting these people out of America, once he does that and we get back to, and we're not going to always all the way get back to it, but once we get back to a political system, and I'm saying we loosely because I don't do politics, but once America gets back to a political system where they can kind of get back to where they were, you will be more politically intelligent. Whereas prior, you were only voting left because it was shameful to vote to the right side. And also everybody was saying, you got to be a Democrat. You got to be a Democrat. What's going to happen, because what Donald Trump doing, putting them out politically, this is for all you political people in the chat. Politically, this is going to free up your voting block. You will now have the freedom to take that voting block and do with it as you please. If you are intelligent enough to learn the lessons of what happened in 2020 and 2024, you can literally change the game. So Donald Trump putting them people out politically, if it don't help you no other way, which it does, politically, him putting them people out the country helps the hell out of Black America more than any other demographic of people.
Let me give y'all some game right here. Listen, illegal immigration that we have seen in the last 4 years was done by design. And what it was brought to, for all these people to be brought here, give them ID, let them vote. And why wouldn't they vote for the people who brought them here and giving them free housing, child care, food, clothing, putting them in some of the most expensive hotels in the world? They were living their life in New York while you guys are sleeping in tents and cars and sleeping at your cousin's house and living from pillow to post, can't get right, just all fucked up. And y'all want to sit here and fight for these motherfuckers? I feel like this is why the mental health situation in the Black community, we need to figure this out, y'all. Listen, illegal immigration that lady was spitting facts. Politically and financially, it benefits Black America to get these people up out of here. Remember, it was your taxes that was giving them $20,000 a month in food stamps. Remember, I still got it. You know, I thought I erased it, but I didn't erase it. I still got the picture. Let me hold on. Black America, it was your dollar, Black America. It was your dollar that allowed, look at the screenshot. It was your dollar, Black America, that allowed for those immigrants to get $5,000 per month in cash and $20,000 per month in food stamps. Let me say that again. It was your tax dollars, Black America, that allowed, because remember, these people moved in Black neighborhoods. So that's your local tax. That's your state tax. That's your federal tax. It was your dollar that funded these people to get $5,000 a month in cash and $20,000 a month in food stamps. It's hard for a Black American person to get food stamps in 2025 or 2026. They was giving it to them like nothing. Yup, furnished homes, businesses, cars. We couldn't get nothing. In New Orleans, I never forget in New Orleans where the Black Americans was doing all of their business during Mardi Gras. They told us we couldn't do nothing. Only the Mexicans and the Arabs could set up business. Stop me when I start lying. They was giving these people $5,000 a month in cash. I need y'all to really look at this receipt. This is the receipt of an immigrant who left her receipt in the stove, and an American person, a Black dude, came behind it and saw it, screenshot it, and it went viral. These people was getting $5,000 a month in cash. Cold, hard cash, my love. And then $20,000 a month in food stamps. And you mean to tell me having Black people in America sitting up here hollering about some damn ICE this and ICE that? Girl, I can't believe it. Like, I'm still trying to figure out, but I understand the witchcraft of it all. It's not about your reality. It's about what they want you to believe. You can in reality, Black America is not suffering the way they're going to make it seem like in 2024, or I'm sorry, 2028, when they go to do this other election. They're going to put so much crap out here on this news and internet, make y'all think we had the worst 4 years of our life, when the whole time we sitting back with our feet up, watching ICE gather up all these goddamn immigrants. It's about witchcraft, making you think something that is not. Let me show you some good witchcraft. Let me show you some good witchcraft, how they be getting y'all. Hold on. Let me show you right quick. Look at this video. This is a 10-second video, but this video is going to have impact on more than you would know. The 15-second video. Look at this lady. Hold on. So this lady right here is in front of this school, and the title says, we don't know if this is real, but the title says a Black American woman fends off ICE to protect the children at the schools. Pay attention to this, because I'm going to show you how the witchcraft works.
You heard me. Off my steps. This is a school, not your hunting ground.
Yeah.
Move.
Get out of
Take
here.
another step toward these kids. Turn around and walk.
I said walk.
Don't ever come back here. Not for my students.
Let's go.
You heard me. Off my steps.
This video gives the depiction that Black Americans are standing with ICE, and it also gives the depiction that we're going to stand up and be powerful against ICE and fight against them. This is very impactful on the subconscious, because people who don't know what's really going on outside in the world and they live in this metaverse think that that is how we should be. And that's going to influence some of us to react like that. Regardless to how you think it goes, that's how the subconscious works. It falsifies a reality. what they're doing. That's the witchcraft. Oh, and by the way, in 2028, when it's time to vote again, they're going to replay this and say, look, Black America, remember when y'all was all tore down and distraught because they was over there with ICE, and then they're going to play this, and we're going to go, yeah, we was, even though we never was. That's the witchcraft. And I don't know who this lady is. I don't even know if she's Black American. All we know is people read titles, watch the videos, and go with the move. This not our reality. ICE is not our fight. So Don Lemon them going over there getting popped, good. ICE is not our fight, and this is not our reality. Now let me get back to Don Lemon, because he got arrested. Let me go pull him up now. So this is Don over there at the award. Now, what's this awards? I forgot where they said it was, but he was just out last night. Look at him with Busta Bus, little hoe ass nigga. Look at him and Busta Rhymes.
Don don't gotta talk. Hello, Shade Room. Don don't gotta talk. I'ma talk. Proud of Don. We proud of Don. We gonna advocate for Don. That's right. We need to protect Don at all costs. He's doing his job in the divine alignment way. And we salute him for that. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
And then right after that, the police said, Don Lemon, can you put your hands behind your back? That's your problem. You shouldn't adapt it up with Busta Rhymes. That's your problem. That tether, you shouldn't adapt it up with that tether. He done stamped you and the police done cuffed you. There you go. There you go. You done got stamped by Busta and cuffed by the cops. There you go. Duck, duck, goose. Look at Busta. He ain't gotta say much. I'ma say it for him. I got it. Yeah, you got it all right. Nigga said 2 Fruit Loops. Girl. That is the word on the street. That Busta Bus is a what they call it, bot Timon. Ain't that how y'all be saying it? That's what they said, girl. I don't know. But anyway, right after this, his ass got arrested, as he should have, because nigga, you don't get to go in nobody's church doing all of that. And I don't want to hear, because Don Lemon wants to hide under this journalism title, but that wasn't the case. Now, before we get into that, let's get into TMZ. So TMZ had reported on Don Lemon and them getting arrested. Let's get into it right quick, y'all. Like the video.
Dictatorship?
Hold on.
Well, so the Trump administration wonders why people are saying that they are trying to form a dictatorship. Well, look at the landscape. Arresting Don Lemon, who covered a protest in Minneapolis, is just insane, ridiculous, dictator-like. This is the playbook that dictators use to destroy democracies and take the will.
I counted dictator 4 times, I think. I want to see how many times he's going to use the word dictator. Because remember, this programming is about programming your subconscious. So I think I counted 4. I want to see how many times he's going to use the word dictator. And because see, what happens is the more he says it, the more you leave embedded in your brain. Look.
Of the people away. It is as simple as that. The First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason. It is considered the preferred amendment when you have to start balancing what's more important. The framers of the Constitution knew that a free press was essential to a democracy. Without a free press, you don't have a democracy. And it's real clear that Donald Trump and company doesn't want a free press. The idea that a journalist, which Don Lemon has been for 30 years, would walk into a church and film a demonstration which is of national interest, and then to say somehow, when you watch the video, they say he's part of the protest. Watch that video. He is covering the protest. He is covering it. That's what journalists do. I covered riots. I was a local reporter in Los Angeles for 15 years, and I covered riots and floods and earthquakes and all sorts of things where I had to step into areas where there were police, where there was activity, private property. When you're covering an event like this, like a protest, which I've covered many, you step into it. And that's what journalists do. And that's what Don Lemon did. The idea that the Justice Department is saying he walked onto private property, that is insane. A church invites everybody in. Have you ever seen a church with a no trespassing sign saying no journalists allowed? Have you ever seen any house of worship that says...
but this isn't fair because they kind of starting the story in the middle. Yes, freedom of speech, freedom of press is a thing, but it cannot hinge or it cannot infringe on other people's freedoms. He has the freedom to go wherever he want and report. But if his freedom to report hinges upon my freedoms, then now we have a problem. Then on top of that, to sit up here and make it seem like, oh, Don is just a journalist doing his job. Don didn't even make it like he was just a journalist doing his job. Don was making it seem like this was a personal thing that he had going on. And on top of that, y'all, yes, a church is a public place. Yes. But it becomes private when you busting in there in protest. Does that make sense? A park is a public place. But if I rent out a space and I say only a certain amount of people in here around this space, then at that moment, it becomes private. It is a private sector when you coming in there, busting in there for protest, bro. Now, I don't know the law, but that's just what my common sense telling me. You know what I'm saying? My common sense telling me that, yeah, bro, you can go and film and you can do all of that. But what you can't do is infringe upon my rights while you're doing it. But they trying to make it seem like Don is just being accosted because of this dictator.
That it is insane that they're making this stupid argument, transparent. And yet a grand jury indicted Don Lemon after a magistrate said there is insufficient evidence. Well, a grand jury will indict anybody because Don Lemon doesn't appear before the grand jury. Abby Lowell, his lawyer, doesn't appear before the grand jury. The Justice Department says what the Justice Department wants the grand jury to believe, and almost every time they believe it. It's all the way it's skewed. This is a ridiculous assault. And I don't want to say just on the First Amendment. It's a ridiculous assault on democracy. Trump administration should be ashamed of itself, but they're not. And they will continue to do this. And they are going after journalists. They're getting search warrants for their homes. It is obvious what's happening in this country, people. Look at what is happening. You're going to look back in 2 years if somebody doesn't stand up to them, and I know people are now, but you're going to look back in 2 years and say, wow, we didn't see that coming. Well, Neville Chamberlain should have saw it coming, and he didn't. And we don't want to be in that position. So wise up, everybody, because it's obvious what's happening here. This is an outrage.
This is fear-mongering. Girl. They're making us, they're painting a different picture than what's really going on. Don Lemon should have been arrested. At least till we figure out what happened. I'm not saying he's guilty, but he should have been arrested. Period, point blank. This is not a threat against democracy. This is not a threat against your free speech. This is not a threat against journalists. What Don did was wrong. He should have got arrested. Like, you know, I don't know what this Harvey dude want us to do, but he want us to go freak out and say, oh my God, our freedoms are at liberty. We need to go fight. Fuck no. Let Don deal with what Don got to deal with. Now look at this lady. They went to all type of people home. Well, hold on, before we get to her, let me show you the other lady who homes they went to. They went to a whole bunch of people homes to arrest them. Hold on. So they went to a few people's homes to arrest them when they got when all of these warrants came out, and these are all people who were in on this whole play of going to interrupt these people church services. So it kind of was what it was. I thought I had another video, but let's get into this lady. Who is this? Let me see. I want to see which lady this was because they arrested a few people. It says, breaking news, they didn't just arrest Don Lemon. Federal agents showed up early this morning to arrest and terrorize Georgia Fort, who is an independent journalist. So Don ain't the only one. Free this woman right now. Her arrest is a clear violation of her First Amendment. That's what they saying. So he ain't the only quote unquote journalist they arrested. Let's get into it. Now the SWAT team out there, and look at them acting like they the victims now.
Yes. Okay. Okay, well, this is really scary. There's kids in the house. You guys have not been really friendly in the community. And to me, this seems a little, can I finish, sir? Can I finish? Can I finish?
Get your phone.
This seems a little bit aggressive to have all these cars in our cul-de-sac, 2, 3 agents, and now I saw the one disappear to the back.
But wasn't it aggressive when they ran in that church like that? Hold on. Because them people was minding their business, sitting in their pews, singing their slow songs to their white Jesus, doing their own thing. Wasn't it just as aggressive and abrasive when y'all ran in the church? Because all y'all cared about was ICE and the immigrants. So now that ICE is at your door, they ain't bust down your door. They just knocking, looking through the window like, come downstairs, girl. Now it's, oh, this is so aggressive. It's so unnecessary and unwarranted. I am of confusion. I am of deep confusion. The old folks used to say what's good for the goose is good for the gander. That's what they used to say.
So to me, this is a little aggressive to just serve a warrant. Slide the warrant. Let me see the warrant. Okay. And that, to me, what I have been told, is not a judicial warrant that has me to have to open the door for you.
They sound like them people on the left, just combative and just, oh my God, this is so aggressive. Oh my God, this is so horrible. Here go another video of the lady. Just the lady. Hold on.
Yes. Okay. Okay, well, this is really scary. There's kids in the house. You guys have not been really friendly in the community. And to me, this seems a little, can I finish, sir? Can I finish? Can I finish?
Get your phone.
This seems a little bit aggressive to have all these cars in our cul-de-sac, 2, 3 agents, and now I saw the one disappear to the back. So to me, this is a little aggressive to just serve a warrant. Slide the warrant. Let me see the warrant.
Now let me see the warrant. Hold on. Here go her explaining, because we saw that. This is her explaining the situation, because we needed more explanation. It says, early Friday, it was announced that Don Lemon was arrested by federal agents. Attorney General Pam Bondi shortly after took the X to share that it was in connection with the protests at City's Church in St. Paul, Minnesota, earlier this month. In addition to Don Lemon being taken into custody, Bondi shared that Traherne Jean Cruz, Georgia Fort, and Jamel Liddell Lundy were also arrested by agents. It says journalist Georgia Fort went live to document the moments agents arrived at her home to take her into custody. She said, this is all stemming from the fact that I filmed a protest as a member of the media. We are supposed to have our constitutional rights, the freedom to film, to be a member of the press. It says, I don't feel like I have my First Amendment rights as a member of the press. And then let's get into what she had to say.
Do you want to wear my black shoes?
You guys, I wanted to alert the public that agents are at my door right now. They're saying that they were able to go before a grand jury sometime, I guess, in the last 24 hours, and that they have a warrant for my arrest. I've talked to my attorney, and I'm being advised to go with them, I guess, down to Whipple. And my children are here. They're impacted by this. This is all stemming from the fact that I filmed a protest.
Who that is in the back crying? Nah, because y'all gonna make me mad. Shut your ugly ass up in the back crying. Your mom going to jail. She going. She going. Don't cry now. I'm so... Shut your ass up. Tell your mom to mind her business and do her job. Don't take a side. Next time, be in the bike with the camera like this. Your mama wanted to be in the protest. Her ass going to prison. As she should. I don't want to hear all that crying ass, ugly ass shit. I don't want to hear it. Now that done made me mad like I'm in the house. Girl, you done made me stop the lady talking. Hold on, ma'am. Who in the back crying? You want me to give you something to cry for? The way y'all ran up and on them people in church. Shut up. Tired of y'all crying. Nigga don't hear all that ugly ass shit.
As a member of the media, we are supposed to have our constitutional right of the freedom to film, to be a member of the press. I don't feel like I have my First Amendment right as a member of the press.
And the press is not supposed to interfere with what's going on neither. Yes, you do have a right to film. Yes, as the press, they get to places that other people don't get to go. However, they cannot interfere with what's going on as press. And what Don Lemon did, I don't know about her, but what Don Lemon did was more than just do journalism work.
Do you want to wear my black?
Because now federal agents are at my door arresting me for filming the church protest a few weeks ago. Again, I don't have a long time here, you guys, but I wanted you to know, for me, agents are at my door right now. My attorney has spoken with them. I did send a relative outside to talk to them. They're showing some type of documentation, apparently, that they got.
Of course, the lawyer told you to go outside, bitch. If you didn't go outside, they was going to knock that door down. See, y'all let this political shit get to y'all head. Girl, when them people came to your door with the SWAT stuff on and with the bulletproof vest, you should have just went downstairs and opened the door, Fed. See, y'all play with too much. Y'all plays with too much. You lucky them people didn't just come bulldoze the whole front door down. Because that's what they should have did. That's what they should have did. They should have, when they knocked on the door and saw you upstairs hollering about, oh, well, I don't know what I should do. They should have took the truck and ran the whole door down. Get your ass outside. You don't get to do that. This is the thing. As press, you cannot take a side. You cannot lean heavily on one side, even as the press. And what they were doing was saying they're press, but their actions led people to believe that they was with the damn protest. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can, that's a conflict of interest. You supposed to be unbiased anyway as the press. Y'all wasn't even unbiased with y'all coverage. So stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it.
An indictment from a grand jury. I knew that I was on a defendant's list. I did not publish it because it was under seal. And so we've done everything that we can to try and abide by, the advice of our attorneys. But right now, you guys, I wanted you to know I'm going to have to hop off here and surrender to 8 because now federal agents, as a member of the press, I filmed the church protest a few weeks ago, and now I'm being arrested for that. It's hard to understand how we have a constitution, constitutional rights, when you can just be arrested for being a member of the press. We've seen all these violations. All right, you guys, I gotta go. They're knocking.
Yep, she's coming right now.
Give me 1 second. All right, guys. You want to, as a member of the press,
they're framing something differently from the way it was. They were not just simply the press, or at least that wasn't the way they presented themselves. So the police came, as they should, lock their asses up. Lock their asses up. And look at Ben Crump. Here he come, thumbhead. I know he ain't no nigga. Here come Ben Crump. Independent journalist Georgia Ford was like Don Lemon, arrested for doing her job, documenting a protest of public concern. When members of the press are taken into custody simply for filming and reporting, it sends a chilling message to every journalist in America. The First Amendment does not belong to the powerful. It exists to protect truth, accountability, and the public's right to know. We must speak out when press freedom is under attack. They are trying to recreate a situation that wasn't what it was. Now they're going to use all of these rights and freedoms that we have to protect their ignorance, to protect they jumping out the window. This the people outside the lady house who we was just looking at, Georgia Fort. This the police on the outside, how they was looking from the outside.
So take her to test. That's what we would like to do expeditiously. Right. Sure. But
I would have to send you the video.
Well, we can take a picture of it for you, and you can send it.
That would be great.
So take her to test.
Them people sound like some decent men. They not over there with that rah-rah. Them people is being cooperative. Them people did not come over there to pop nobody upside the head. Them people is there to make their arrest and go home to their churn. Thank you for your services, ICE. Thank you. Shout out to ICE. Thank you for your services. I sure will appreciate you. Thank you for your services. ICE is the new military at this point. No, but for real. Listen, do not get caught up in this bull crap, because you'll get caught up in the witchcraft. They are lying. They making it seem like one thing happened and it was only this one little simple thing, and then boom. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the case. Let me tell you something. These people are getting arrested as they should, because that's what they deserve. Okay? I'm not going to let Don Lemon being arrested or none of these other people being arrested. Especially, you always notice it's a quote unquote woman of color. It's the woman of color up there saying, I need to speak with my lawyer. Girl, you black. Get your ass down them stairs for them crackers come up there and get you. The hell wrong with you? Okay? Now, like I said, they're going to rewrite the reality for us to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Black America, even if Don Lemon was arrested wrong, I don't give a damn. Even if they wrongfully arrested that nigga, I don't care.
And to a Fox News alert, journalist Don Lemon has been arrested in connection with an anti-ICE protest at a church in St. Paul, Minnesota. Bill Malusian joins us now with more on this breaking news. Hey, Bill.
Yeah, Charlie, good morning to you. Our colleague David Spunton and I getting this breaking news from multiple law enforcement sources just minutes ago, confirming that former CNN anchor Don Lemon has been arrested by federal agents in Los Angeles just after midnight this morning at a hotel. This obviously all in connection with that storming of a church in St. Paul, Minnesota by that group of anti-ICE agitators. Now, remember, the feds had gone to judges to try to get Don Lemon arrested before. They went to a magistrate judge in Minnesota who didn't sign off on an arrest warrant for him. Then it went to a judge above him. He didn't sign off on an arrest warrant for him. Then it went to an appeals court. They also decided not to sign off for an arrest warrant for him. So there was experts who were predicting that perhaps the feds would go to a grand jury. It remains to be seen if that's what happened here, but we can confirm that Don Lemon was arrested in Los Angeles by federal agents just after midnight Los Angeles time at a hotel. Now, typically, standard procedure with an arrest like this is the defendant will likely make their first court appearance sometime the same day. So there's a chance we may see Don Lemon make his first court appearance in Los Angeles sometime today. But obviously, this is going to grab all sorts of headlines. 3 other protesters from that church storming, have already been arrested, including who the feds say was the organizer of that protest. The woman in the middle there is a school board member in St. Paul, and then the mugshot on the right is an online personality / agitator, if you want to call him that. He's known as the Woke Farmer. Those were the 3 people that the feds had already arrested. But we have confirmed that Don Lemon has now been arrested in Los Angeles in connection with that viral incident. We all saw the video of it that spread and drew widespread condemnation. The feds have been going after these people on FACE Act violations. So this is still breaking news. Once we get more details about the potential charges here, a court appearance, we'll, of course, update our viewers, guys.
Really appreciate it. Of course, if it was a grand jury that did indict him, that's pretty unimpeachable. Bill Milesian, thank you so much.
Yep.
I'm Steve Joce.
I'm Brian Kilmeade. And I mean, if a grand jury indicted him, that's unimpeachable. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds bad for Don Lemon. The clears on his ass. Yes, there is. The clears is on Don's booty, and I'm here for it. That's good. You know what? Don Lemon has done zero for Black America. You know, the reason why y'all like Don Lemon, because he get drunk when the ball drop for New Year's Eve. That's it. Oh, and some of y'all like him because y'all thought, oh my God, he's a Black man on CNN. We made it. But other than that, Don Lemon ain't done shit for niggas. I don't even know why y'all even running behind this fool. I can see the LGBTQ, community because they stick by each other. But Black America, I don't even understand why y'all even care. Don Lemon ain't shit to niggas. He don't even rock with niggas. Just because he over there singing music and hanging out with certain niggas don't mean he rock with niggas. He be around there with them crackers and them clears. So they got his ass. I could care less. Lock him up. Lock him up. How them niggas on the West Coast be saying? Lock him up.
Hugging his kid. And, I just imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. But again, careful. It's very slippery right here. Yeah. It's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here, but that's what really, careful, please. Really slippery. Not kidding. That's what protesting is about. And so watch this guy here.
You gotta be careful. They showed this little video footage so you could think he was really just there being a journalist. Boy bye. CNN done came out and said what they had to say. Nicki Minaj came out and said what she had to say. Now for y'all who don't know, Don Lemon and Nicki Minaj had some beef. Because Nicki Minaj has said some stuff about the what's his name? Governor Gavin Newsom. And then it all turned into some crap between her and Don Lemon. And then Don Lemon said she needed to be deported. Remember? Let's get into it. When Don Lemon came back and said Nicki Minaj is trash and she needs to be deported and she not even a citizen. Remember we saw yesterday Nicki got her paperwork. Let's get into what Don has said about Lemon. What Don has said about Nicki and how it worked out in Nicki's favor. Check him out.
Her response to all of this and the language that's used. I think it's interesting just because Nicki has been, over the last couple of months, made it clear that she is now publicly supporting, and I think maybe she has all along, but now publicly making known her support for the Trump administration and even the MAGA movement. The choice of words that she used to go after you, I'm not surprised she went after you.
Homophobic. Yeah. I don't think you have to black it out. You should show it to people. She called me Don, C sucker Lemon is disgusting. Look, this is what I'll say to Nicki Minaj. I normally don't respond to things like
she called him Don cocksucker. Now, normally when Nicki crash, I normally be like, oh Lord, somebody go get her. But when she called him Don cocksucker, it's funny because he really sucks cock. That's the only reason why it's so funny. I'm sorry.
Like this, but F it. I'm going to do it this time. I think Nicki Minaj has made it very clear how she feels about African Americans in this country. I don't think she's one of them, obviously. And she should, under Trump's rules, she should be deported because I don't think, reportedly, that she is a legal citizen here. She is undocumented. And so she has shown her disdain for African Americans.
Nicki Minaj. And her,
why are you supporting her? Why are you buying her records? She's also supporting, I have lots of gay friends who love Nicki Minaj. Why are you supporting this homophobic, bigoted, ignorant woman? You should not be supporting her. Nicki Minaj, this is clearly out of her depth. She doesn't understand politics. She doesn't understand journalism. And I'm not surprised that she is weighing in on something that is beyond her capacity. What I will say to her is, because she put a doll, I think she put the Chucky doll in there. a better symbol that should have been represented in that picture is a pick-me doll, because Nicki Minaj is a pick-me. She will do anything that is expedient for her politically. And again, she's ignorant. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's always weighing in on things that she doesn't know about. Nicki Minaj should just sit the fuck down. And by the way, isn't she married to an alleged pedophile? And she has the nerve to say something disparaging about and something homophobic. Why are you supporting her? Why are you buying her records? She's also supporting. I have lots of gay friends who maybe that's part of the reason that she is cozying up to the Trump administration for some sort of leniency for her family members. And it's just very transparent. So Nicki Minaj, F off, stop being a homophobic bigot, and get a life and some brains.
So that was Don Lemon going against Nicki. He had said what he said. He said that hoe probably needed Trump for her family. No, she needed Trump for her. She need Trump for the husband. The husband is a citizen. At least at worst, they'd banish that nigga to prison. She needed Trump for her. But funny how it's crazy. And I'm not a team Nicki person either. But on this position, Nicki won. Because right after that, first of all, the fact that he was upset that she called him a cocksucker, I will not, my brain don't wrap around that idea. You know what I'm saying? But Don, you suck cock. So I don't understand. Like, but you really suck cock in real life. So how can you be moving on? Because now my brain is going too many places. But listen, the girl called you a cocksucker because you tried to play with her, and the first thing you tried to play with her and say was that girl don't have no papers. Well, that girl went got her papers and got a gold card. What's up? Now Nicki got a citizen card that makes her a citizen, and Don is locked up in jail. Girl, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. So Nicki, they went and found her again. She's sitting down over there with the girl. I said, hey, yeah. And this Nicki, bitches ain't shit and they ain't saying nothing. I was wondering why she was rapping it so hard from the shoulders. You see what I'm saying? I saw that in the video with Nicki and the girl, and the girl was saying, hey, yeah. And Nicki was saying, 100 motherfuckers can't tell me nothing. I was like, dang, she rapping from the shoulders. Like, I ain't seen her rap from the shoulders in a long time. You know what I'm saying? I said, Nicki must be feeling good. And then, boom, here come Don Lemon knocked up. No wonder she was rapping from the shoulder. She was feeling good. I get it, girl. I get it. They say karma is a bitch. That's what they say. And Nicki was rapping from the shoulders because Dawn Lemon got locked the hell up. Shout out to Nicki. I got to respect the game. Even though I don't care about her, I got to respect the game. Now, Nicki goes on the show by the Clears because Nicki been over there by the Clears. Heavy girl. Yes, ma'am. Matter of fact, let me show y'all a few things. Nicki has been by the Clears. Heavy, baby. Nicki has been holding hands tight with the president. Nicki has been over at galas and all of that. Yes, ma'am, baby. Nicki has not been playing with the Trump and the Nixter collab. Oh, yes. Y'all wasn't ready for this collab. Hold on. Let me get on here. Y'all wasn't ready for this Nixter and Trump collab. Oh, yes. But yeah, she outside. Let me get on here. Nicki said, you hoes could say what you want. But Nicki said she is outside in these streets. And she gonna do what she gotta do. Look at Nick. Come on, Nick, stop.
Hello. Well, I don't know what to say, but I will say that I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more. And it's going to motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him. Amen.
Not amen. Girl, look at Nikki. Go ahead on. Next up. Go ahead on.
Good to see you. Great, great. See, they forgot I was here now. They came in for we trouble. Still love you, Mr. President. Where did that go? Good to see you.
Baby. Nikki said, play with your mom, don't play with her. Hey! And I ain't gonna lie, because I don't give a damn about none of these girls. But all the people mad at Nikki for playing with Trump, y'all should be mad at Cardi for playing with Biden and them. I don't know what's under her coat. It looked like she got a fake booty under there or something. I don't know. It looked like when, you know what it looked like? Remember when Gina got her head stuck in the headboard? And remember Pam said, let me just put a scarf on it. And when Pam put the scarf over the headboard behind Gina back, remember Gina was doing like, ah! And she was trying to get, that's what it looked like on Nicki Minaj's booty. It looked like her booty got caught in the headboard. And somebody said, here, let me put the jacket on so nobody could see. That's what I saw when I saw it. I didn't know what was going on. I thought it maybe been a new dress. You know, they say fashion is different in 2026. So I don't know. All I saw was something about her booty looked like a table. It was just different for me. I don't know. You know, but anyways, Nikki been doing her big one. Nikki has been going around to the White House handling her business, and they had did a petition when Nikki first came out and said she was Team Trump. They had did a petition, and on the petition, they had 1 million signatures to get Nikki up out the paint. Yes, they did, girl. Them people had signed the petition because Nikki had came out and said she wasn't no real citizen, and the left people had started a petition. Almost over 1 million signatures to get Nikki out the country. And I ain't gonna lie, if I cared enough, I would have signed it, but I would have loved to see her deported too. I ain't gonna lie. It would have made me feel good. However, the bitch done did a 180 and a gotcha bitch and then came back on us and got a gold card and said she ain't going nowhere. Now, on top of that, here is how they say, he who laughs last have the last laugh, last, or something like that. I don't know. At any rate, they asked Nikki how she felt about Don Lemon being locked up, and she called him a cocksucker in stripes, bitch. You can't make this up. Well, she didn't say that. That's how I took it. Let's get into it.
You called for Don Lemon's arrest over his church stunt in Minneapolis. He's since called you racist, unhinged, homophobic, and out of your depth. Anything you'd like to say to Don Lemon?
Cocksucker, stop.
You called for Don Lemon's arrest over his church stunt in Minneapolis. He's since called you racist, unhinged, homophobic, and out of your depth. Anything you'd like to say to Don Lemon?
Cocksucker, stop.
I mean, it's only funny because he sucks cock. But at any rate, somebody said that gotta be AI. That's not AI. That's Nikki, baby. Nikki called him another cocksucker. Nikki is on the winning team. I don't know how long they're going to win. But right now, Nikki said she on the winning team. And she said what she said. Called him another cocksucker, as she should. I feel like even though I don't care about Nikki, I got to respect the game. You got, at some point, when you really playing in the game, at some point, you got to respect it. I gotta respect the game, bro. Whatever Nikki did, I don't care who got Cork 3000. She said she was Nikki Lewinsky. I don't know what she did and how she did it. She was in a bind. She found Nate and she got out. I gotta respect the game, bro. I gotta respect the game. Now, I don't know how long the card gonna last. Because knowing Trump, he be selling y'all these cards, and in a couple of years, them bitches ain't worth nothing, and then he kick y'all out anyway. Trump a dirty nigga. You know what I'm saying? And he not no nigga, but Trump is a dirty clear. Okay, Trump be done sold y'all these $1 million cards, and then 2 years later, the cards ain't worth 2 nickels rubbed together. So be careful. However, in the moment, as it stands, Nikki won. She won. She won, bro. She won. Charge it to the game. We ain't gonna win them all. We're not gonna win them all. Sometimes we're gonna have to charge it to the game, and I think right here, I know if we don't have to charge it to the game, I know who do have to charge it to the game. Lemonade, Dine Lemonade, if we don't have to charge it to the game. Dine Lemonade got to charge it to the game. Nikki here, bro. She here. She here. She might put out a new album. I don't know. She didn't win the war. She won a battle. She didn't win a war. It's just one round. You know what I'm saying? It's one round, but we got to charge it to the game and get it how we live, man. She got us, bro. She got us. It's all right. We're going to take a couple of L's. We're going to get a couple of bumps and scrapes, but we ain't going to take no big L's. You feel what I'm saying? That's all that matters. And Don Lemon got the biggest L, if he's even really arrested. Okay. Because y'all know how I feel. My conspiracy theory is this is all cap. All of it. And everybody behind the scenes is putting this all together so that we can all be over here doing what we're doing right now. That's my conspiracy theory. I don't know. I'm different. Hey, it's Trey. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I've heard that these folks want a race war. I really think they're trying everything to get us to act up, but God has us resting. Ooh. It says, stay grounded. I am. Man, watch out. I ain't gonna lie. Now that you say it, now I'm thinking about it. Black America really have been in a resting spirit. Think about it. We don't really have nothing too pressing in the moment, knock on wood, going on with us. We really in our like soft girl, soft boy era if we really understand what's happening and take advantage of it. For real. Now, I wouldn't recommend that we just chill. I think we should be doing genealogy and doing whatever we need so we can step in our place. But ultimately, we really is just like right now, Black America right now, and I'm knocking on wood, now right now, we really don't have no pressing issues. It's the immigrants. Crazy work. Right. Thank you, Father. I'm with you, Shaw J. Thank you, Most High God. Thank you, Most High God, because it could be bad. It could be us. You know what I'm saying? Rashima Rice, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, Vu, I'm so tired of that tether always cosplaying. Girl, which one? You talking about Benjamin Crump, Nicki Minaj? Which one, girl? Cardi? Which one? There's so many, but I'm tired of all of them. So we just gonna go with that move because I'm tired of all of them. Thank you, by love. Thank you, beautiful. I appreciate you. What you cooking? Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, happy Friday, Vu. Love you down to the ground. My favorite YouTuber of all time. Oh, thank you. Don't goat me yet, huh? I ain't goated yet. Will be. Okay. With that being said, though, y'all, Wintergrass. I don't know if I did read yours. Win grass. Thank you so much for the super chat. Y'all, I'm about to get up off of here because I will be back at about 5, a little bit of 5-ish for Educational Friday. Make sure y'all pull up for that. I appreciate y'all. Y'all, Black America, if you don't do nothing, take care of what you need to take care of for you and your family. Get your affairs in order. Get your credit in order. Get your money in order. And start finding like-minded people. Because it's about to be a whole different ball game if we play the game correctly, okay? Remember, Black America, you are not humans. They are humans. You are gods. I'm going to say it again. Remember, Black America, you are not a human. They are humans. You are a god, okay? Gods and goddesses. I love y'all down to the ground. I'll catch y'all on the next one. And always remember never to pay it forward or never to pay it back. Always pay it forward. Peace.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wah, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.